Hey, L. Thomas Heck art students. Welcome back to Art with Mr. E. Hope y'all are doing well. Hope y'all tuned in yesterday for the introduction to our new project that we're going to work on, personal logo design using positive and negative space. The elements and principles of art that we're focusing on for this project are shape, line, space. So those are the three main elements we're going with for this project. Yesterday I talked to you guys about what positive and negative space was. So if you missed that, go back and view that video. I also talked to you about what we're kind of moving on to today, which is to make this personal logo, we've got to brainstorm out some ideas for what you might want to do for your logo. Kind of a natural thing that you might want to do is just do kind of a monogram or your, maybe the first letter of your first name and the first letter of your last name. You could do anything that represents you, though. So I said you should go ahead and create 10 brainstorm ideas. And you can see this is the list of my 10 that I did. My number one was first letter of my name. Somehow working that into a design, combining a letter with a pet, my favorite food somehow incorporated into a logo, my name and some sort of hiking imagery incorporated into that, a fishing logo because I enjoy fishing, an Erlenmeyer flask that has to do with my last name because it's there's a famous chemist in my family that created the Erlenmeyer flask. And your science teachers may have told you that. A tree logo, plants, something to do with fire or smoke. So I narrowed this down to my top 4. So I've got fire, the Erlenmeyer flask, the fishing logo, and I forgot to put it down here, but this is my 4th one. My name with hiking imagery. So I'm going with those for my top 4 ideas. Next thing you're going to want to do is pull out another sheet of paper, and I'd like you to fold that paper into 4 sections. So here's my paper. You can see I've already folded it. Just take it, fold it once like this, and then fold it twice like that. That's going to give you 4 different sections, and I'm going to do 4 different sketch ideas. A lot of people in class ask me, why do we have to do more than one? Just so you have a variety of different ideas. Usually you don't hit on the perfect thing the very first time you draw it. You want to get a lot of ideas down and then choose from those. If you ever go into a field like advertising or graphic design, they're going to want to see a lot of different ideas, and your artwork should, undergo some sort of a change throughout. And they're going to probably want to see that change. So my first idea was some sort of I think I'm going to go with fish logo first. So I'm going to try and make something that represents me, but also incorporates fish in. So what I like to do is kind of define where my negative spaces are going to be, the open areas. So I'm going to make, just a fish here. And I have a general idea of how I want this to work. So that's going to be there. And I'm going to do another fish here. Kind of going this way. He'll be swimming the other direction. Look at this. I'm going to give them a little fin on the bottom too. Alright, so I've got these 2 fish. And I think what I'm going to do is try and incorporate make these the negative space, like I said. And as you guys know from yesterday, the negative space is where you've just got open area. It's not a solid object. But we're manipulating the positive space to make the negative space into something. So I think I'm going to make the letter E here. So I'm going to, the E is going to be my positive space. So there's kind of and this is a rough draft, remember, this is not a final draft. I'm going to go like this. And actually I'm going to extend this out a bit. I'm going to go like this. And I'm going to make this the inside portion of the E. Actually, and you can see how I'm kind of making changes as I go here. I'm going to go like that. And so I'm going to color in the positive space here just so you can see it a little better. The actual letter E is my positive space. And then the openings that make up, you know, these two areas of the E are my negative space, as well as the area around it. It's all negative. The white area of the paper is all going to be negative. But the stuff that kind of has meaning is the negative space that's kind of inside the E. So you can see I'm shading it in there. Hopefully you can kind of see what I did. So this is a very simple kind of idea that I came up with the fish being part of my first letter of my last name. And, you know, if I was using this, if I had a business, maybe I've got like a professional fishing business, or maybe I sell seafood or something like that, and I'd somehow work this letter into my logo for my business or something like that. I'm coloring it pretty quickly. There we go. So hopefully you guys can kind of see what I did there for that sketch. And I would continue to develop sketches for all four of your brainstorm ideas. So this is my idea for a positive and negative space sketch, and that was for my fish logo idea. So I incorporated a letter. Now you don't have to incorporate a letter. That was just on my mind. That kind of drew it to me because I like fishing, and like I said, the first letter of my last name identifies who I am. But think of other things, you know, if you want to do something different, if you really like music, and maybe you want to incorporate music into, you know, who you are or where you live, maybe you could have something, you know, maybe the state of Arizona with a negative space that looks like a musical note around, you know, the Grand Canyon or something like that. It's up to you what you guys want to do with this. So that's about 10 minutes worth there. So I'm running a little low on my time. If you guys have questions, please email me. My email is Erlenmeyer, ERLENMEYER @lesd.k12.az.us. I check it pretty much every day, so if you guys need me, I will do my best to get back to you as soon as possible. I hope you're all doing well and staying well, and I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. Next time we'll be working on turning one of our rough draft drawings into a final draft drawing, and making sure that we kind of just do what we need to do to clean that up and bring that to the next level. So I'll talk to you then. Have a great day.